What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Midhunter Comics. Last week I talked about DC. This week I'm going to give you my 10 undervalued Marvel books. So many Marvel books I think are overpriced, so I was a little worried about this one, but actually this list was a little easier to make than I thought. Turns out there are still lots of undervalued Marvel books. Let's take it away with number 1. To my surprise, I did not expect to see anything related to Spider-Man, but I've got a few on this list actually. Amazing Spider-Man issue 315 from 1989. It's called the second appearance of Venom. It's actually the third appearance of Venom, don't be fooled. But it is Venom's first cover appearance. He's right there up in the right-hand corner there. I would think with all the Venom craze and as much as people chase these books that book would be a little bit more notable, a little bit more collectible. The fourth appearance or whatever has a much higher price tag. This one's an awkward one. It's sitting right at that $15 to maybe $20 for the 949698 candidates. For the third appearance of Venom and his first cover appearance, $15 is a surprisingly low dollar figure for a Venom-related book, especially a Venom-related key. Next up is Ghost Rider issue 31 from 1992, and I think the reason it's undervalued is because it gets overshadowed by Ghost Rider issue 28. Ghost Rider issue 28 is the first cameo appearance of the Midnight Suns, whereas 31 is the full team appearance of the Midnight Suns. To me, 31 has always been the bigger, better book, but whatever reason, that 28 does sneak the somewhat higher prices on a regular basis. Now, you can actually get a copy still in its poly bag for $10, maybe $15 high, but especially with the announcement of the Midnight Suns video games, possible talks of Midnight Suns getting their way into the MCU at one point, I was surprised to see 31 not really do much, whereas 28 has gone up. Next up, Captain America issue 359. It is the first small little cameo of Crossbones. 360 is that second cameo, but we're here to talk about 359 because 360 does have a higher price tag. Usually that one's about $10. 359 is only about like a $2 to $3 book. I do not find it in dollar bins, but I do usually find it in back bins. Usually it's got like a $5 price tag. When I go on eBay though, I see plenty of them squeak by for $2 to $3. His first appearance of Crossbones. That's surprising, especially since we actually did get a little Crossbone in the MCU. I think that one can't really be explained. I don't know why. If you might know, pop it in the comments down below. Are you surprised by that price? Because I am. Let's talk about the 20,000 subscriber giveaway in which you're going to win Superboy 0 and Superboy 9. 20,000 subscribers. Like and comment down below. You're going to have a shot at winning that. Next up, we got New Avengers issue number 8. This is from 2013. It's the first appearance of Proxima Midnight, Ebony Maw, Cole Obsidian, and more. It's got like a $5, maybe $10 price tag for the highs of the highs, the ones that you submit to CGC or CBCS. $5 to $10, that definitely seems wrong, especially since they had notable appearances in both Infinity War and Endgame. Especially Ebony Maw. You'd think that would go a little farther. I'm not really understanding the low price tag on that one, to be honest. Next up, we got Web of Spider-Man issue 97. Now, issue 99 is the first full appearance, but this is the first cameo of Dr. Kevin Trench, who later becomes Nightwatch. Nightwatch is a cool character that there's been little inklings of speculation out there that all get stomped, but I think maybe one day it's gonna happen. You can find it for about $2. Now, it's possible that one of the reasons for that lower price tags is maybe a lot of people don't know what that one is, and maybe they just know issue 99. To this day, I still do find that in dollar bins, but I think that's maybe by accident. It is like a $2 up to like a $5 book. Still though, the first appearance of Nightwatch being only a $2 to $5 book definitely seems pretty crazy to me. I did have a 9.8 at one point of that actually, and I think it sold pretty darn cheap too. Oh well. The Silver Age keys are pretty accounted for, people tend to know them, and they got those high price tags. This one definitely flies under the radar. We got Strange Tales issue 123. It is the first Thor in the Strange Tales title. Okay, but it is also the first appearance of the Beetle. It's a notable character right there, notable villain. And yeah, he might have looked a little bit funky in those early appearances, but regardless, it is the Beetle. Back in 2005 when I was playing the Ultimate Spider-Man video game, that was always my favorite boss battle in the game. Beetle's been a prominent villain in the Marvel Comics for many, many decades now, but despite that, you can actually get like a nice mid-grade, maybe even mid to high, from anywhere from like 80 to about $100. which was really surprising when I was looking at that. I guess we need a movie for that one to get shaken up. Up next, another Spider-Man. This one's going to Amazing Spider-Man issue 253. It's the first appearance of Richard Fisk, the son of Wilson Fisk, as the Rose, and it even shows the Rose on the cover. Totally cool cover, totally fits the character. It's not the actual character's first appearance. That happened many issues prior, back in maybe the 60s, maybe 70s. It's still a very notable book, and the Rose is a prominent Spider-Man villain right there, especially when you consider in recent comics, Rose has been pretty heavily involved in the last couple years. That's a weird one because it's not under the radar, but still it's only got that $10 price tag. Venom Sinner Takes All, issue number 3. From 1995, it's the first full appearance of She-Venom. Now with She-Hulk and Spider-Woman and Spider-Girl and all these female versions of characters popping up, I'm a little surprised then by this like $50 to $70 for the high grade for this. And maybe, just maybe, it is running a little bit below the radar. One of the reasons is some of this list is pretty driven by movie speculation. Are we really going to get a She-Venom in the actual MCU? Still, I think some of these keys stand well enough on their own that they shouldn't need movies to prop them up. This is a pretty big one. I'm surprised by that price. Second to last one here. This is a 50-cent bin book right here. We got Spectacular Spider-Man issue 226 from 1995. Great cover. It is from the Clone Saga, which a lot of people weren't the biggest fans of, but there's always a soft spot in my heart for it. But this issue is notable because Peter hits MJ. Now, when Hank Pym was abusive to the Wasp, to this day, that's a notorious comic book because of the spousal abuse. Well, in this one, Peter hits MJ, and frankly, Peter Parker's a bigger character. Yet it kind of got swept under the rug a little bit. Maybe people just want that arc to disappear, but that's a notable book because we get a really darker side of Peter doing something that we wouldn't ever want his character to be doing. Last but not least, we got Marvel Superheroes issue 18. It is the first team appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy and Yondu, as well as other notable characters. I was surprised last year when I was able to get a pretty rough copy for only $50. Well, I did a little digging and it turns out you can actually get the mid-range for just $150, just $100 more. A mid-range for the first Guardians of the Galaxy, including Yondu, just $150? Now again, guys, don't forget, these are all my opinion. I'm not saying go run out and get these books, because if they're low for a reason. You know, supply and demand drives these down. They might be a bad investment, they might be a good investment. This isn't an investment channel, we're just talking here. And anyway, that's just my opinion about these books. Whenever I get them in the wild, I'm always surprised. Whenever I'm in comic book shops or on eBay and I see these sell, I'm always surprised by these prices here. Guys, stay tuned to tomorrow's video. We are going to give you 10 overpriced Marvel keys. That video is going to be wildly easy to make. There's a million of them. Keep on hunting.